Welcome. Subscribe to AS Foundation, India's leading academy for CA course, and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. Thank you.
Welcome to this wonderful chapter, hire purchase and installment. Again, question number 19. 19 number, he acquired on 1st January 2003 a machine under a hire purchase agreement which provides for 5 half-yearly installment. Half-yearly word underline. Half-yearly underline installment of rupees 6,000 each. The first installment being due on 1st July 2003. Assuming that the applicable rate of interest is 10% per annum. Underline 10% per annum. Calculate the cash value of the machine. 10% per annum. For 6 months, what will be the rate of interest? 5%? Are you given HP price or are you given cash price? HP price. Are you given HP price or are you given cash price? HP price. Sure, find out the cash price yourself. How will you find out? There are two ways you can do it. One is by preparing a table. Second, by using present value factor. Okay. This question is from May 2003 exam. Which exam? May 2003. All working should form part of your answer. Start. Heading, write down determination of cash price. Do we have any cash down in this problem? We don't have cash down in this problem. We don't have cash down in this problem. Okay. So you write installment number. Installment number. Then since it is a hire purchase price given to you, and you have to find the cash price, we'll use format number 2. We'll use format number 2. So first write installment number, then write principal sum outstanding at the end. Principal sum outstanding at the end. Write down fast. Third column write installment in rupees. Installment in rupees. Installment in rupees. Fourth column write gross amount in rupees. Gross amount in rupees. Fifth column write interest. Interest rate is 10% per annum. For 6 months, 5%. Okay. Yes. So if you have to find interest from gross amount is including interest. So the ratio will be 5 by 105 into gross sum. 5 by 105 into gross sum. And the last column write principal sum outstanding at the beginning. Principal sum outstanding at the beginning. Column number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 is equal to 2 plus 3. 6 equal to 4 minus 5. Start solving. Column number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 written. Now write installment number 5, 1 line blank, 4, 3, 2, 1. Installment number. Right. First you tell me what will be the first number here. 0, because the balance after paying the last installment should become 0. Installment is 6,000. Take your calculator and answer fast. 0 plus 6,000. Amazing, wonderful. Into 5 by 125. 286 balance. 5714. 5714 plus 6,000. 11714 into 5 by 105. 558 balance 11156. Very good. 11156 plus 6,000. 17, yes, into 5 by 105. Balance 16. You can cross check always, reverse working. It will be 5% of this number. 16339 plus 6,000. 22339 into 5 by 105. 1064. Balance 21275. 21275. 6,000. 27275. Interest 1299. Balance 25976. What is the total of all the installments? 30,000. What is the total of all the interest? 4024. Therefore, cash price is rupees. Cash price is rupees. Which figure is cash price? 25976. Rupees 25976 is the cash price. 25976. 25976. Okay. Any query on this? No query. Very good. You can solve it by annuity factor also. You want to try? You are paying 6,000 rupees 5 times. So this is an annuity of rupees 5,000. Interest rate is 5%. Time 5 installments. So you can find the answer in one line also. You want to try? Write down alternatively. Yeah, method 2 write. In the same question write below method 2. Cash price equal to. But this method will not give you interest included in each installment. So when you are doing the accounting, you have to find out the interest. Then the first table will be useful to you. So here the answer will be 6,000 into present value annuity factor for 5 installment at 5%. 5 installment at 5%. Now take your calculator. 1 divided by 1.05. Press 5 times equal to. Press GT function. 4.3294. Multiply. 25976. 6 or 7. And what was the answer here? Same. Wonderful. 25976. Amazing. You people are genius. Where were you for such a long time? So this answer is over, huh? Right? Right. Next wonderful question for you. Rohit purchased an asset on HP system. He paid 10,000 down and 20,000 each at the end of second year, fourth year and sixth year respectively. Now this time the gap is how many years? Gap is 2 years. Interest is charged at 10% per annum on 2 yearly rest. If it is 2 yearly rest, what will be the interest rate applicable for 2 years? 20%. So instead of 10%, we will take 20%. Okay. Calculate the cash price of an asset and the interest paid in each installment. Okay. What you are given is HP price. 10,000 is down payment, 20,000, 20,000, 20,000. Total 60,000 is in the form of installment, which includes interest. Okay. So you have to find the cash price. Okay. First, you will prepare a small working note. This time the gap between two installment is 2 years. So we have to first check for 2 years what will be the applicable interest. Previous problem it was half year. So we did 10 divided by 2. It became 5%. And then in order to find out the interest, we will take 5 by 105. Now for 2 years, what will be the interest? 20. In order to find the interest included in installment, we will take 20 by 120. So for that, first we'll prepare a small working note. Is it right? Is it right? Yes. Then start writing. Calculation of interest rate. Calculation of interest rate. Right hand side rupees. First write principal. Assume 100 rupees. If principal is 100 rupees, then what will be interest for 2 years? Interest for 2 years. 100 into 10% into 2 years. How much is that? Yes. Hello. How much is the interest? 20. Therefore, installment amount will be 100 plus 20, 120. In case if you have to find the interest from installment amount or the gross amount, then what is the ratio we will use? 20 by 120. So for that, interest included in each installment would be 20 by 120. Interest included in each installment will be 20 by 120. Previous problem we did 5 by 105. Now we'll do 20 by 120. That's it. So they can ask you different types of question where the gap is 6 month, gap is 2 year also. So now you solve it like a normal problem. Step number 2, right? Determination of cash price. Determination of cash price. First we'll draw the format. Format number 2. Format number 2. Why? HP price is given and we have to find the cash price. So first write installment number. Installment number. Second column write principal sum outstanding at the end. Principal sum outstanding at the end. Then write installment in rupees. Installment in rupees. Fourth column write gross amount in rupees. Gross amount in rupees. Fifth column write interest 20 by 120 of gross amount. 20 by 120 of gross amount. And last column write principal sum outstanding at the beginning. Principal sum outstanding at the beginning. Principal sum outstanding at the beginning. Now we'll write how many installments are there? 3. Third installment, second installment, first installment. cash down. Then write cash down. Okay. And the installments are also given to you. So you can write those installments also. What are the installments given to you? 20,000, 20,000, 20,000 and 10,000. Is it right? This is 0 and interest in cash down is 0. These are the information available to us right now. 0, 0, you have understood? Yes. Now you solve like a normal, ordinary, simple question. Complete the answer. On your own. So what is your answer, final answer? Done? 0 plus 20,000, 20,000. Take interest 20 by 120. 333. Point रहने दो. What is the balance? 16,667. 16,667 plus 20,000. 36,667. Interest 6,111. Balance 30,556. 30,556 plus 20,000. 50,556 into 20 by 120. 84. Balance 42. 130. 130. 42, 130 plus 10,000. 52, 130. 52, 130. What is the total of all the installments? 70,000. And what is the total interest you are paying? Total interest you are paying. Add this three number. 17. 870. Therefore, cash price is 52,130. So, how many of you got it right? Oh, wonderful. Over. Can we use the annuity factor to solve this question? Yes, we can if you want. Okay, you want to try? Okay, we'll try. So write down method 2. Method 2. Write method 2. Cash price equal to. Directly we can find. In this problem we have cash down also. So you will add cash down plus installment, but installment will be multiplied by present value annuity factor 20% and 3 installments. 20% and 3 installments. So now you see cash down is 10,000. That also we have to add. And the present value of installment. So installment amount is 20,000. Now tell me annuity factor. Again 1 divided by 1.20 equal GT. 2.10648. So 10,000 plus this is how much? 42,130. Answer. Is it the same? Is it the same? It should be same. but this method will only give you cash price. So if the question is find cash price, your answer can be written in this manner also. But then if you have to also calculate interest included in each installment, then this will not work. Then we have to prepare the table, or if they ask you to pass journal entries, then you have to prepare the table so that you can get the interest easily. Any query on this? Those who have done, kindly move to the next question. Question number 21. Is it 21? Rahul. Same question? It looks same, but it is similar. Okay. It is not same. Rahul purchased an asset on hire purchase system. He paid rupees 10,000 down and 20,000 rupees each at the end of second, fourth and sixth year. Interest is charged at the rate of 10% per annum on yearly rest. And what was written in the previous question? On 2 yearly rest. Previous question. No. Let me check. On 2 yearly rest. Previous problem also. No, you rectify. On 2 yearly rest. Have you changed the previous question? That is why I have said no, on 2 yearly rest. Underline. On 2 yearly rest means interest will be calculated for 2 years at a time and then compounding will be done. And interest will be charged on yearly rest means interest will be calculated per annum and then the compounding will be done. So, if the interest is charged on yearly rest, what does it mean? Your 100 rupees after 1 year will become 110 and 110 after 2 years will become 121 because here the interest is calculated yearly but you are paying after 2 years. So, interest on interest will also be charged in the second year. Interest on interest will also be charged in the second year. So, my effective interest rate is 21%. My effective interest rate will be, because your 100 rupees after 2 years becomes 121. So, effectively they are charging you 21 rupees or 21% interest. Although they are calling it 10% per annum on yearly rest, that is to fool you. But actually you are paying 21% interest every time the installment is paid. 10 plus 10 plus 10% of 10. Previous was 10 plus 10. This time it is 10 plus 10 plus 10% of 10. So total interest included in the installment is 21. So this time for calculating the interest amount, you will take 21 by 121. The interest will be 21 by of the gross sum. Okay. Rahul. Done. Calculate the cash price of an asset and the interest paid in each installment. Now when they are asking you and interest paid in each installment, you have to prepare the table. Annuity factor will only help you to reach cash price. So write down first working note 1, step 1, calculation of interest rate applicable. Calculation of interest rate applicable. Now here we have to also calculate interest on interest. Interest is compounded annually. So after 1 year, you have to pay interest on interest also. So second year will include interest on principal plus interest on interest. That is called compound interest. Have you heard of the word compound interest? Yes. Right hand side, rupees, point number A, principal, 100. Interest for year 1, 100 plus 10%, 100 into 10%, 10, amazing, one line blank, take total. Write interest for year 2. Interest for year 2. Interest for year 2, 110 into 10%. Come on, fast. 11. The total installment amount will become 121. If the principal is 100 and if you pay after a gap of 2 years, and if the interest is compounded annually, you will end up paying 121. You will end up paying 121. Okay. So how much is the interest included in each installment? Interest included in each installment will be 21 upon 121. 21 upon 121. So this ratio you will apply to find the interest. Right. Format number 2. Start again, same format. Step 2, right? Determination of cash price. Determination of cash price. Draw the same table. Little fast. Same table. First column write installment number. Second column write principal sum outstanding at the end. Third column installment number. Fourth column gross sum. Fifth column interest is equal to 21 upon 121 of gross sum. Last column principal sum outstanding at the beginning. Principal sum outstanding at the beginning. Column number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 is equal to 2 plus 3. 6 equal to 4 minus 5. Start solving. 0 plus 20,000. 20,000. Amazing. Into 21 by 121 is how much? A round off. 3471 balance 16,000. 529. Is it right? 16,529 plus 20,000 is 36,529. We are trying to find the cash price. Hence reverse working. 21 by 121 of this number. Round off and tell me. 6340 balance 30189. Very good. 30189 plus 20,000. 50189 into 21 by 121. 8710 balance 41479. 41479 plus 10,000. 51479. 51479. This is the cash price. Now you tell me what is the total of all the installment? 70,000. What is the total of all this interest? 18,521. So what is the cash price? 51,479. You can cross check every time for arithmetical accuracy. Interest total was how much you said? 18,521. Is the difference between HP price and interest equal to cash price? The answer is yes. So therefore your mathematical accuracy is high. Okay. Learn to write fast, because in the exam first you have to draw the table, then journal entries in the books of both the parties. Now can I solve it by the annuity factor also? You want to try? Only cash price you can find. Interest in each installment you have to prepare the table only. So write down the method 2 to calculate cash price. Method 2. Cash price is equal to cash down plus, in bracket write, installment into PV annuity factor 21%, and 3 installments are there. So how much is cash down? How much is each installment? Multiply by annuity factor. 1 divided by 1.21. 2.07. Sure. Is right. Everybody. Final answer. 51.47. Is it matching with our tabular format? If they only ask cash price, this is enough. But if they ask interest included in each installment, then tabular format. Okay. All of you have noted down this much? You should know whatever maximum way you can reach the answer. Now, there is a problem. We have to find interest. We have to find interest. And interest calculation can become difficult when the rate of interest is not given. If the rate of interest is, then how do you solve? When the cash price and the amount of installments are given, then the cash price and amount of installments are given, but the rate of interest is not given. Means they are trying to say, you are given cash price, let us say for example 51,785 or something, and then you are given 3 installment and 1 cash down also, 10,000, 20,000, 20,000, 20,000. Now you will have a difficult time. They will ask you what is the interest included in each installment. Okay. When the rate of interest is not given, but the cash price and the amount of installments are given, we have to find out interest rate implicit in the transaction by bifurcating the installment between reduction in liability and finance charges. You can find out total interest. What is the total interest? 70,000 minus 51,785. This versus this. 18,000? But that is not the answer. You have to pass entry for yearly interest. Okay. So there is a concept in finance called IRR, internal rate of return. Which rate of return? That means there must be some interest inside this installment. You have to find what is that. That is called IRR. That is called IRR or internal rate of return. That you will learn when you will learn one chapter in financial management called capital budgeting. Oh, what happened to my pen? Ink is over. No chutti. Capital budgeting chapter in FM, but that you have not studied or may not have studied. So we have to find IRR, internal rate of return. That is the rate of interest which is already included in the installment. Simple example would be, suppose you deposit 100 rupees in a bank today. See the example of IRR, easy example. And today, I will write today. And after 1 year, suppose you receive 110 rupees. It is like again cash price and installment, but this is only 1 installment here instead of 3 installment. Can you guess the interest rate included here? 10%. So easy. Okay, I'll remove this. Suppose after 2 years you have to pay 121 rupee. Today you invest 100 rupees. After 2 years you will get 121. What is the interest rate included here? 10% again. That is IRR. That is IRR. But in your question, you will not have only one installment. You will have 2, 3, 4. So then we have to apply a mathematical process called internal rate of return technique, IRR technique, to arrive at what is the rate of interest the vendor is charging. Is it right? So what is IRR? The definition is the discount rate that equates the present value of the expected net cash outflow, that is the amount of down payment and installment, with the cash price. So it is that rate of interest at which the present value of down payment plus present value of installment is equal to cash price. It is that rate of discount or interest at which present value of down payment plus present value of installment is equal to cash price. Okay. Earlier we were given interest rate, so we found cash price. Now it is a reverse working. We are given cash price, and from that we have to find the interest. Right. So that becomes a little more difficult task. When the net cash flows are not uniform over the life of the installment, the determination of the discount rate can involve trial and error and interpolation between interest rate. I am sure you have not understood. No need to understand also. You just learn the IRR technique and that is enough. Then whatever is written, don't bother about it. It is that rate of discount at which the present value of down payment and present value of installment is equal to cash price. So then you will say, sir, give me one example. Here is the example. Okay. This is your question number. Check question number. Is it 1? Sure. Not question number 1. It is printed there only. Question number 1, yeah. Happy Valley Florist had acquired a delivery van on hire purchase on 1420X1 from Ganesh Enterprises. The terms were as follows. HP price is 1,80,000, down payment is 30,000. First, second, third, fourth installment 50, 50, 30, 20. Just check the total. Is it matching with 1,80,000? 30 plus 50 plus 50 plus 30 plus 20. Matching. And they mentioned here total HP price is 1,80,000. Cash price is 1,50,000. Cash price is 1,50,000. You are required to calculate the total interest and the interest included in each installment. Total interest you can find now also. 180 minus 150, 30. But you will not be able to right now find out interest included in each installment. Okay. So what we'll have to do? You have to calculate internal rate of return. Right. So first write down step 1. At least half mark you'll be getting for this answer. Enjoy that. Calculation of total interest. And since we are going to practice 1 or 2 questions, you will be able to understand. Don't worry. The problem is that this is a topic of financial management, internal rate of return, and it is included in your chapter. So you need to know. Calculation of total interest. HP price 1,80,000. Given HP price 1,80,000. Cash price is 1,50,000. That is also given. cash price is 1,50,000 given. Now total interest will be HP price minus cash price 30,000. Total interest will be HP price minus cash price 30,000. Okay. Now how to calculate internal rate of return? So we will have to use one method called interpolation. Which method? Have you heard? Not even one person. No problem. First we'll make a guesswork. What is the guesswork? That this question may have an interest rate of say 10%. Say, and we'll find out whether the present value of cash inflow, that is installment and down payment, is matching with cash price or not. If it matches, that is the answer. If it does not match, that is not the answer. That means I have to revise my guesswork. I have to change the revised rate. I will take more or I will take less. Is it right? Again I will get some value which may also not match. So what I'll do? Again I will try. No, we don't have so much time. By taking these two answers, we will find out the IRR by using a method called interpolation. Is it right? So that is interpolation technique. So write down step 2, calculation of IRR, calculation of internal rate of return. So you can start with some assumed rate of interest, which I have taken 10%. This you don't write 12%, that we will discuss later. Okay. Year 0 also write. 0, there is a cash price 1,50,000. Year 0 cash price, outflow write 1,50,000. Look at the question from vendor point of view. Okay, look at the question from vendor point of view. Vendor will give you an asset of 1,50,000 and then vendor will receive cash down from you 30,000. Then he will receive installment 50, 50, 30 and 20,000. Right. So these are the total cash flows in this problem. 1,50,000 is what is the cash price of that asset. That is the value of the asset the vendor gives to you. And then he takes from you today, year 0, 30,000. Year 1, 2, 3, 4, he will take from you 50, 50, 30, 20. Is it right? This is my hire purchase price. Where it has gone? This is my hire purchase price and this is my cash price. The present value of cash down plus installment should be equal to cash price, and if both are equal, the total should be how much? The total of this figure and the total of this figure should be equal to 0 if both are equal, because one is negative, others are positive. So if I add negative and positive figure and if they are equal, 0, I have 5 rupees note, you have minus 5 rupees note. What is our total? 0 minus 5 plus 5 should be 0, right? So if I get an answer 0 here, it means my IRR is 10%. But if I don't get 0, it means my IRR is not 10%. It is either more than that or less than that. Okay. So first we will discuss up to this. Let us see what happens at 10% discount rate. Okay. Discount rate means interest rate. Present value is calculated using discount rate. Future value is calculated using interest rate. And both are same. Only when we are discounting, when we are computing present value, we are calling it discounting. Because a higher value minus interest is lower value. So when we deduct something, it is called discount. When we add something, it is called compound or interest rate. Is it right? But it is the same thing. It is the same thing. I deposited 100 rupees, bank gave me 110. 110 will be discounted, will get 100 rupees. 100 will be compounded, will get 110 rupees. But you are using the same 10% interest rate. Okay. When we compute present value, the interest rate is known as discount rate. When we compute the future value, the interest rate is called interest rate only. Is it right? So what will be the present value of 1,50,000? It will be 1,50,000 only, because the time is not there. Today 1,50,000 will be 1,50,000 only. There has to be a gap between the two events for interest to be calculated. What about the present value of cash down? Yes, you. 30,000. So first two figures will be same. Now take your calculator. 50,000 divided by 1.10. 45. 455. Press equal to one more time because the same figure is there. 4122. Wait. Because the amount is same, you can just keep pressing equal to. But now the amount is changing. So take 30,000. I will repeat. 50,000 divided by 1.10 will give you 455. That is the present value formula. You have learned present value formula. I am assuming you have come to CA intermediate by learning it somewhere before. Yes or no? Future value upon 1 plus r to the power n. Okay. Again divide by 1.10 because this is second year, so I have to divide by 2. So again press equal to, you will get 41322. Are you getting? Now take 30,000 divide by 1.10, press 3 times equal to 22539. I am not asking unreasonable thing. You have done this in your maths and it is taught in school level mathematics also. Present value, future value. Now take 20,000. Yes, you second bench. 20,000 divided by 1.10 to the power 4. How much? 13660. Right. Wait a minute. First you add all positive numbers. Add all positive number minus negative number 1,50,000. Minus 1,50,000 equal to 2976. Is it 2976? After deducting 1,50,000. It is not 0. We wanted 0, but it is not 0. So your guess is wrong. You made such a wrong guess. You made that guess, right? But nobody can guess without solving, okay? This is just a plain guesswork, nothing can be done. That means if it is positive, I will have to take a higher discount rate. I will have to take a, because if you take a higher discount rate, the present value will fall. If you take a higher discount rate, the present value will fall. So now let us try with 12%. Now let us try with 12%. Let us try with 12%. First two figures again copy as it is. Discount rate will not affect year 0 figures. Discount rate will not affect year 0 figures. Year 0 will remain same. Okay, now dear student, take 50,000 divided by 1.12 equal to 44,643. Again press equal to 39,860. Now type 30,000 divide by 1.12 3 times equal to 21,353. Very good. Type 20,000 divided by 1.12. 4 times equal to 12,710. Okay. Again do the same exercise. Take total of all positive number. This is present value of cash inflows and deduct the cash price. Negative 1434. Again it is not 0. Should I take 11 now? Suppose at 11 also it is not 0. Then we will say take 10.5. Take 11.5. We have only 3 hours in the exam. Is it right? So now the role of interpolation formula comes. Is it right? So IRR is equal to, write down, IRR is equal to, everybody write down, lower discount rate plus this number 2976 is called net present value. What it is called? So we can write NPV also. This is called NPV, net present value. So write NPV at LDR. What is LDR? Lower discount rate upon difference between NPV at lower discount rate and higher discount rate. Difference between NPV at lower discount rate and higher discount rate into HDR minus LDR. Higher discount rate, H means higher, L means lower. So you can write for yourself, HDR means higher discount rate, LDR means lower discount rate. Okay, that's it, one formula and you'll get the answer. Now you try. Lower discount rate is 10 plus, just write 10. Percent sign I will add after getting the final answer. Plus NPV at lower discount rate is 2976. 2976. Now see the difference between the two IRR. Wait. I got two answers. Somebody said 1500 something, somebody said 4000 something. Which numbers should I write? 4000? 410? When I am asking you difference, it means 2976 minus 1434. Minus will become plus. Is it right? When you have to compare one positive number and one negative number and somebody is asking difference, you have to add them actually. Say for example, your bank had 100 rupees balance, okay? Suddenly you withdrew some amount and now the balance is showing minus 100. It was 100, after withdrawing, the balance is minus 100. How much amount you have withdrawn? 0 or 200? 0 or 200? If it was 0, then why it will change? So 100 became minus 100 means there was a change of 200. There was a gap of 200. 2976 minus 1434. That is how we compute the difference. Into difference between 12 and 10. Difference between 12 and 10. So that is 10 plus, simplify, 2976 divided by 4000, how much? 410? 4410 into 2 divided by 4410 into 2. Yes, now you can give me the final answer. 10 plus, this inside the bracket is how much? 1.35. Around 1.35, whatever is printed inside the bracket. So your answer is around 11.35%. 11.35%. Because 11% will give you somewhere between the two answers, but again it will not give you 0. A little more accurate answer will be 11.35. 11.35. Wait. This is called internal rate of return. It means the supplier, the vendor is charging the buyer 11.35% interest rate. Okay. Now you see this method is called interpolation. Finding a number between two numbers. Finding a number between, so our number was 10 and 12. Our two numbers are 10 and 12. I have to find somewhere between 10 and 12 what will be the correct answer. So that was 11.35. Okay. Now there is a simple arithmetic logic of this formula. You want to know? Or let it be? You want to know? Okay. So now if you want to know, continuously pay attention. When discount rate is 10%, your NPV is 2976. I'll write here summary version. Discount rate is 10%, NPV is 2976. When discount rate is 12%, NPV was 1434. Right? This is what you got. Now, what is the change in discount rate? 2%. Change in discount rate is 2%. But what is the change in NPV? 4,000. Change in NPV is 4,000. 400, how much you said? 10. 4,410. When discount rate changed by 2%, NPV changed by 4410. When discount rate changed by 2%, NPV changed by rupees 4410. But I don't want this NPV to change by 4410. I want this NPV to change only by 2976. I want this NPV should become 0 from 2976. So it should change by only 2976. If it changes by 2976, if it falls by 2976, my NPV will become 0. So now you apply that arithmetic taught in school. To bring a change of 2976, what should be the change in the discount rate? So what you will do? You will do the same thing what we have done inside the bracket, 2976 into 2% and divide by 4410. This is exactly what is written in the bracket. Yes or no? NPV at lower discount rate means 2976 upon difference in the NPV at higher and lower discount rate, which is 4410, into difference between the higher rate and lower rate, which is 2%. That is the change required. And what is my current position? 10. So from 10, how much change is required? Yes. Okay. So therefore my answer will become 11.35%. 10 was a wrong guesswork, but you need to increase it by 1.35%. So then it becomes a IRR. Is it right? So that is a simple logic of that formula. Now the question was, compute the interest in each installment. Compute the interest in, answer is not over. The main question is, what is the interest included in each installment? Since we know the cash price, can I use format number 1? Yes, right. Now you can do it. Calculation of interest included in each installment. Calculation of interest included in each installment. You draw the same format number 1. First write down installment number. First column installment number, second write principal sum outstanding at the beginning. Principal sum outstanding at the beginning because we know the cash price. Then interest at the rate of 11.35%. Interest at the rate of 11.35%. Then write gross amount. Then write installment in rupees. And then write principal sum outstanding at the end. Principal sum outstanding at the end. Column number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 is equal to 2 plus 3. 6 equal to 4 minus 5. Ready? We have done it for 10 times now. Cash down, right? Cash down. This table is not old now. You already have known it. Start solving. Don't wait for me. Cash down is 1,50,000. Then how many more installment? 4 more. First, second, third, fourth. Keep a gap of 1 line. Keep a gap of 1 line. First line I have done it for you. 1,50,000 is the cash price. Interest is 0. Gross sum is 1,50,000. Installment is 30,000. And principal sum outstanding at the end will be 1 lakh. Is it 1,20,000? 1,20,000 into 11.35%. Come on. 13,000. 620. Gross sum, tell me. 133. 620. Installment is 50,000. Installment is 50,000 minus 50,000. 83620. 83620 into 11.35%. 9491. Add them. 94. 93. 93 how much? 111. Okay. Minus 50,000. 43,111. 43,111 into 11.35%. Louder. 4893. Add. Add. Come on. Add. 48,000. 004. Then you deduct 30,000. 18. Now wait. After, in the last installment, interest will be balancing figure. Because if you do the calculation, it should come to 20,000. It should come to 20,000, so that after paying 20,000, balance should be 0. Now you take first 18,004 into 11.35% on calculator. How much you are getting? 2043. But it is not right. You have to take the balancing figure. 20,000 minus 18,004, 1996. Some difference will be there in the last installment because of several rounding off done in discounting factor, plus that formula of internal rate of return is also having one small defect. It is having a small defect, and that is why, because of that small defect, the difference comes in our answer. What is that small defect? That I will tell you in FM. Okay, not now, because it will require more discussion. For the timing, my job was to tell you how to get IRR. That we have done. So what is the total of the interest column? Interest column total. Should it be 30,000? Check, cross check. 30,000. total of installment 1,80,000, cross check, and therefore it is 1,50,000 cash down, cash price plus 30,000 interest should match with the HP price. Okay, this is how these companies charge you the installment. And now you can find out how much rate of interest they are charging you using IRR. And then you will realize they fool you so much. Just do this calculation. Write all cash flows in one column, and in year 0 write the cash price, and use this technique. You will be able to know exactly how much rate of interest they are charging, and you will be surprised they are charging something like 40%, 30%, 24%. Okay, because most people will not be able to do this calculation. Now you can do it. Now you have become a powerful man. The world is divided into two: those who know IRR and those who don't know IRR. And you now belong to that first group, okay? So there is one more similar question, 22, towards the end. Come to question number 22. I'll make you practice one more question. Sakshi purchased a plant on hire purchase basis for rupees 1 lakh. Is it 22 number? Not. In the same book. 22. Got it? Sakshi purchased a plant on hire purchase basis for rupees 1 lakh and makes the payment in the following manner. Let us read. Down payment 20,000. First installment 40,000 after 1 year. Second installment 20,000 after 2 years, and the last installment after 3 years. So you have to guess what is the last installment. The HP price is 1 lakh. Take on your calculator 1 lakh. Out of that, down payment is 20. First installment is 40 minus 40. Second installment is also 40. 20. So the last installment must be 20,000. Unnecessary, they are trying to confuse you. It is 20,000. That's it. Cash price is 86,000. So what is the total interest? 14. But that is not enough. You are required to calculate the amount of total interest and the interest included in the different installment. So what you have to compute? First you have to find IRR. Write down step 1, calculation of total interest. Calculation of total interest, right hand side rupees. First point A, HP price 1 lakh. Point B, cash price 86,000. Point C, total interest, HP price minus cash price, how much? Is it 14,000? Now we'll write down step 2, calculation of IRR. In year 0, write 2 items. One is cash price, that is in bracket, right, 86,000. Think from vendor's point of view. He will have to give you an asset of 86,000 today, and he will recover from you 20,000 as cash down, 40 for 20. This 20 is clear because the total of the HP price is 1 lakh and third installment figure is not mentioned. So we can immediately guess it is a balancing figure. Understood? Right. This is an exam where they will try to confuse you. Solve. 10% is the starting rate I will take. Then somebody will ask, is it necessary to take 10 only? No, you can take any other number. You can take 9 also, 11 also, 6 also. So can we start? Can you just help me? What is this answer? 86,000, 20,000. Then take 40,000 divided by 1.10. Is it 36364? Again take 20,000 divided by 1.10, 2 times equal to. Is it 16529? Again press equal to because the amount is same, next amount is same. 15026. Yes or no? If the next amount is same, you just press equal to one more time. Aji, total. Is it 1919? Positive or negative? Should I move forward or backward? If you increase the discount rate, present value will fall. So I will take a higher discount rate. Let us say 12%. Take 12% in the next box. 12%. Take 12%. Take 12%. Now take first two numbers same. 86,000, 20,000. 86,000, 20,000. Type 40,000. Keep calculator ready. Hello madam, calculator. You don't have calculator only. Unbelievable. You borrow from me, give me 30 rupees rent. Take it on hire purchase. Take. You have to come to take it. 30 rupees per hour. 40,000 divided by 1.12 equal to 35714. 20,000 divided by 1.12 2 times equal to. Check 15943. Again press equal to 14236. Take total. Are you getting a negative answer of 107? One 1919 is positive, 107 is negative. That means one thing is sure, our answer is between 10 and 12. Okay, every time it is not between 10 and 12. Huh? This is just a coincidence that in this problem also. So what is the formula? IRR is equal to lower discount rate 10, NPV at lower discount rate 1919 upon difference between two NPVs 1919 minus into bracket minus 107. If both are positive, then it will be just minus sign. Okay, and then into 12 minus 10. Difference between higher discount rate and lower discount rate. Anybody wants to volunteer an answer? Ji? 11.89%. Are you getting 11.89%? Was it difficult? If explained properly and if you are willing to learn, it's not difficult. This is how exactly they charge you interest on every EMI, okay? And they will not tell you the real IRR. They will say we are charging you 0% finance, 2% finance, but actually it is very high. Because many people will not be able to calculate. Okay? Is it 11.89%? Everybody tick mark 11.89%. And you can always write here approximately. You can always write approximately because it is not 100% accurate answer. It will be even little 0.01 here or there. Okay. So now write down step number 3. Calculation of interest included in each installment. Calculation of interest included in each installment. Calculation of interest included in each installment. Do we know the cash price? Yes. Format number 1. Copy the first format once again. Be little active. Installment number. Principal sum outstanding at the beginning. Then write down interest at the rate of 11.89%. Interest at the rate of 11.89%. Write gross amount, installment rupees, principal sum outstanding at the end. Principal sum outstanding at the end. Are you with me? First write down cash down, one line blank, first installment, second installment, third installment, keeping one line gap. Now, what is your starting number? Cash price 86,000. Cash price 86,000. The interest on cash down will always be 0. Gross sum 86,000. Cash down 20,000. Balance 66,000. Yes or no? Complete the table. This is your class test today. This table is class test. If you give me the correct answer, all three interests correct, I'll give you 3 plus 1 mark. 3 marks for all 3 right answer, 1 mark bonus. Over? Yes, you reply.
Second column, 66,000,
7847.
73847.
73847.
40,000. 33847.
33847.
33849.
Okay.
4024.
4024.
37871.
37871.
20,000.
17871. Last one. 17871.
Balancing figure 2129.
So now here we'll take balancing figure 2129. Last is 0. If you calculate 11.89% of this number, just try 11.89% of 17,871. 2028. So there is a difference of around 100 rupees. That is possible because that IRR calculation is not accurate. It is close to accurate but not accurate, but theek hai. In a business you don't mind for 100 rupees if you are buying an asset of 1 lakh rupees. Is it right? Or will you mind? Any query? No query. Why? It seems you have understood. Come to question number 23. Question number 23. Faro Limited purchased on 1st April 2005 a machine on hire purchase basis. Okay, question number 23. Then it says the cash price was 30,900. Payment was to be made as under 1st April 6,000. What is that? Down payment. 31st March 6, 31st March 7, 31st March 8. Calculate the amount of interest included in each installment. So we'll have to compute the IRR. Is it right? So write down directly calculation of IRR. Calculation of IRR. Calculation of IRR. First write down year, then write cash flow, then write present value, and then write down again present value at the rate of dash dash %. This we will decide. If I get positive, I'll increase it. If I get negative, I'll decrease it. Okay. Now this is your second class test. First you tell me in previous test who got all interest figure right. Oh, 100% result. So all of you 4 marks. Okay. Now this time 8 marks. 4 marks for giving me IRR and 4 marks for giving me interest. What is the NPV you are getting at 10%? Anybody 682? 682 is the right answer. Check the individual figure from the screen. And now, since it is a positive number, I can take a higher rate also. So take 12%. Take 12% in the second column. Those who have done, take 12% and find the present value. Take 12%. I will not give you more hint. Take 12% and start solving. First 2 figures copy as it is. Anybody for IRR? IRR, time to get 4 marks. हाँ जी, over. At 12%, your NPV is minus 61. First 2 numbers you copy as it is. Cash price will be negative, cash down will be positive. The answer is close to 11.83%. Close to. So that is approximately. You will write IRR is equal to 10 plus 682 upon 682 minus 61 into 12 minus 10. And when you solve it, you will get 11.83% approximately. Right, approximately. The answer is not over. The question was calculate the interest included in each installment. Right. So those who have done can go to the next table. Step number 2. Calculation of interest included in each installment. Calculation of interest included in each installment. Table number 1 or 2? Format number 1. Format number 1. Draw the format first. Installment number. Principal sum outstanding at the beginning. Then interest at the rate of. Are you getting 11.83%? Everybody 11.83%? Some of you might get 11.84 also, 82 also. Some difference can be there between 2 answers. If two students have taken two different rates, start rate, end rate, their answer will also be slightly different. Slightly means in points only. Gross amount, installment rupees, principal sum outstanding at the end. Okay, so now the test begins for you. Class test only. Treat it as a class test. Immediately you'll get marks also. So how many of you got IRR right? Everybody? 4 marks. Now you have to give me interest figures. Done. Around 634 or 635 you are getting. So how many of you got 2946 first figure right? 1 mark. 1520 second, 1 mark. 3634 1 mark. Total 5100 1 more mark. Check the answer. Got it? Check each and every answer. Accounting we have to start, because every problem will give you such information. First you have to find interest included in each installment, installment amount, cash price, then only the accounting can begin. Now we have solved 3 types of questions till now. First question was cash price is given, higher purchase price we have to find. Second question, higher purchase price is given, interest rate is given, we have to find cash price, which is usually given in the problem, in the exam also. Third type, which is generally not asked, HP price and cash price is given and you have to find the IRR. Because IRR is not a part of your group 1 syllabus actually, but still you have learned it. If they ask you, you should be ready. Fourth type of question, hold your breath. Fourth type of question would be, neither cash price nor interest rate is given. Neither cash price nor interest rate is given. Okay. Then what will you do? Then you should say, will not solve such question only. Without cash price, you can't find IRR. Without interest rate, you can't find cash price. Okay. So when rate and cash price are not given, under such a situation, we have to make some assumptions. Under such a situation, we have to make a assumption. So I will dictate you the assumption, don't worry. Under such a situation, the calculation of interest will be based on the assumption, underline, on the assumption. Go to your notes. After question number 1, situation 2 is written. Calculation of interest will be based on the assumption that the portion of cash price included in the installments are equal. So you have to assume, what you have to assume? Principal amount included in each installment are equal. Principal amount included in each installment are equal. To have a clarity on this type of problem, first read this example and then we will learn how to solve. Okay. Such questions are also very rare, but also it is there in the exam. Okay, rare but there. Messrs. India Motors Limited, and this is an exam question only. Sell scooters on hire purchase system. Sell scooter on hire purchase system. The terms of the payment for the sale are rupees 1000 on delivery. Okay. So cash down is how much? 1000. And 1040 at the end of year 1. At the end of year 2, 960. At the end of year 3, 880. This much only information is given, which means HP price is only given. Installments are given. And these installments are inclusive of finance charges. It includes interest. It includes interest. It includes interest. Calculate the amount of interest included in each installment. Now you can't apply IRR. To apply IRR you need cash price. How will you equate? I need to equate inflow and outflow, na? But I have not been given outflow figure here. So you cannot solve this question by IRR. So now we have to make an assumption. Assumption will be that every installment you know in the last 2 days you have learned consists of some portion of principal and some portion of that you have learned. The installment has two components, principal and interest. Understood? We will assume the principal amount included in each installment is same, equal. P is equal in all the installment. Only what will change? Interest will change. Interest will be higher in the first installment, and as we keep paying the installment, the interest keeps on reducing. You go to your book, I will show you interest is reducing or not. Come to example number 1 on the third page of this chapter. Third page of this chapter, I just want to show you, as you pay the installment, as you keep paying the installment, the interest is reducing. In example number 1, page number 3 of this chapter, column number 3, 800, 600, 400, 200. Can you see that example? 8, 6, 4, 2. What is the ratio? 4:3:2:1. So if there are 4 installment, the principal amount is equal. The interest will come in the ratio of 4:3:2:1. In this question, how many installments are there? 3. If the principal amount is equal and the gap is also equal, 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, don't you think the interest will come in the ratio of 3:2:1? Interest will come in the ratio of 3:2:1. It means, can I say the 1040 is P plus 3I. This is P plus 2I and this is P plus I, because interest is in the ratio of 3:1. And then we can solve a simultaneous equation. Do you know simultaneous equation? P plus 3I is 1040. P plus 2I is 960. So you can find P and I by solving a simultaneous equation. Do you remember simultaneous equation? All of you know how to solve. That's it. Okay. So first you write down note before we start solving. Even though the answer is printed probably, but we will solve in the notebook. Write in the notebook example number or question number 2, write question number 2, page number write down, question number 2, page number of your book. Prepare the index also properly. Assumptions write. assumptions. When you don't find cash price in the problem, when you don't find interest rate in the problem, then you write assumptions. Assumption number 1, right? Next line, point 1. Assumptions written 1. First assumption, principal amount included in each installment is same. Principal amount included in each installment is same. Second assumption, the time gap between two installments, the time gap between two installments are same. The time gap between two installments are same. Third point, right? The rate of interest applicable to each installment is same. The rate of interest applicable to each installment is same. Rate of interest applicable to each installment is same. Normally this third assumption is always there, but practically there are situations when the rate of interest is also changing. They may ask you to pay 5% for first 3 years and then 14% for next 2 years, or like that. Okay, so this is done to attract the customers. Initially low rate of interest is asked to be paid, and then later they may pay a higher rate of interest. So we'll assume interest rate applicable on each installment is same. With this assumption, third line, next line. Now don't write point number. Now write with these assumptions. With these assumptions, the interest included in the first, second and third installment, the interest included in the first, second and third installment will be in the ratio 3:2:1. Will be in the ratio 3:2:1. If there are 4 installments, you will write in the ratio 4:3:2:1. If there are 5 installments, you will write 5:4:3:2:1. Now next line, write down. Now we are going to solve. Okay. Let principal amount included in each installment be P. Let principal amount included in each installment be capital P. Included in each installment be P. Okay. And interest included in first, second and third installment B. Interest included in first, second and third installment be 3I, 2I and I respectively. 3I, 2I and I respectively. Written. Now write down below 3 equations. Write down from the screen. First installment P plus 3I is equal to 1040. Do you agree? P is principal and interest will be 3I plus 3I and the total should be 1040. Next line, second installment P plus 2I is equal to 960. Equation number 2. Third installment P plus I is equal to 880. Equation number 3. Now this is very simple. You can solve such equations or not. Like what you do, just take this much. Okay. Draw one line here. Put minus sign. Can we do that? So P minus P will become 0. 2I minus I. 960 minus 880. 80. That means I is 80. If I is 80, what is P equal to? 880 minus 80 I can take. Any equation you can take, your answer will be 800 only. True or false? True. It means the principal amount is 800. Interest amount is 3I, 2I, I. Now you draw one small table below. Now we'll divide this installment amount into principal and interest. Is it right? So next table heading, write down calculation of cash price and interest. Calculation of cash price and interest. Next table heading, calculation of cash price and interest. First you draw this table, installments, amount of installment. This amount of installment we have to divide into principal and interest. Principal and interest. So two columns. Principal column, interest column. Write down down payment. First, second, third. Done. Now solve. What is the amount of installment? 1000, 1040, 960, 880. It's given in the problem. And principal amount, down payment will be same. Down payment will not be 1000. Down payment will be 1000 principal. Because down payment does not include interest. So whatever is down payment is towards principal. And then 800, 800, 800. Interest component will be 240, 160, 80. Take total of all the columns. Total of first column, anybody wants to answer? 3800. This is called 3880. This 3880 is HP price. Take total of this. This is called cash price. And this is your total interest. Cash price is 3400. One more practice will do. Dear student, kindly come to question number 3. After few pages, page 8 of this chapter. Question 3. X purchases a scooter for rupees 6000 on hire purchase system. So what is this 6000 rupees HP price? And the price was payable as follows. Now again, like previous problem, you are given cash down, first, second, third, fourth installment, total comes to 6000. So what you are given is only HP price and the installments. You are not given cash price, you are not given rate of interest. Find out the cash price, make suitable assumptions. Same to same question. Class test. Real time testing. Okay. If you give me the cash price correctly, 5 marks. And interest correctly, 5 marks. Assumptions. 1. Principal amount included in each installment are same. Have you written assumption? Time gap between two installments are same. The rate of interest applicable to each installment is same. Copy the 3 assumptions. Same to same copy. With these assumptions, the interest included in first, second, third and fourth installment would be in the ratio 4:3:2:1. Up to this I will help you. Now you write your own equation and solve the equation. Divide the installment amount into principal and interest. Solve fast. Come on. Write in good handwriting. One day you have to read also. Done. First you check the equation. P plus 4i is 1400. P plus 3i is 1300. P plus 2i is 1200. P plus i is 1100. You can just compare this third and the fourth equation. Put minus sign, minus sign, minus sign. So I is equal to 100 this time. I is equal to 100. Are you getting I is equal to 100? P is equal to 1100 minus 100 is 1000. And then you tell me the breakup of installment into principal and interest part. Down payment 1000. Interest, first installment, principal, interest 1000. Total of installment column. This is HP price. Right below HP price. This is how much? This is called total interest. So how many of you got 5000 right? Raise hand, 5 marks. How many of you got all the interest right? Again 5 marks. 10 marks. One more question. No more question. First I will tell you now accounting. So we have solved 4 types of question. Before the accounting begins, we need to keep some figures ready. Cash price, interest included in each installment, and the installment amount. Because when you will make the payment, you will pay the installment. So you need to know the installment amount also. Right? Cash price is given, we can find higher purchase price. HP price is given, interest rate is given, we can find cash price. Cash price and HP price is given, we can find IRR, that is interest rate. Cash price and interest rate both are not given, then these 2 problems we solved, assumptions will be required. Simultaneous equation will be used to find the principal and the interest amount. Is it right? Now the accounting part begins. Method of accounting. In the books of purchaser and vendor. So we will have to first learn in the hire purchasers book. Two methods we will follow: cash price method, interest suspense method. Normally we will follow this method mostly. Interest suspense method we will follow under what we will call installment system, and cash price method we will follow under HP system. Although you can follow any system in any of the two systems, HP or installment, is it right? But for exam purpose, what you do, if the question is silent, follow cash price system for HP and follow interest suspense method for installment. However, if they ask you specifically interest suspense method for HP, you can do that same thing. And if they ask you a cash price system for installment, again you can do the same thing. No problem. In the hire vendors book, we will follow sales method or interest suspense method. So today our focus will be completely on cash price method in the books of purchaser and sales method in the books of vendor. So see the accounting entry. Accounting entry today, problem tomorrow, okay?